I want to talk a little bit about some of the benefits of being involved in an engineering co-op program. Now, co-op can be found in different degrees besides just engineering, but I'll talk about my experiences personally. And I'm going to highlight three major benefits that I think are really important for people on this webinar to understand, why this is such an advantageous thing to do in your career. The first benefit I'm calling try it before you buy it. There's really two different aspects of this that can be beneficial. And one of the things that I found in my career was that early co-op experience I had as a freshman when I did get placed provided me some experience that influenced my eventual degree choice. If you're a senior in high school and you're applying to an engineering program, they're going to ask you what kind of engineer you want to be. But there are many different specialties within engineering, and you may or may not know what fits you best or what you're going to enjoy the most until you get some experience with it. I mean, there's mechanical, electrical, civil engineers, computer hardware, software engineering, industrial manufacturing, chemical engineering, materials engineering, and that's a very short part of the major list. So a lot of times people may get involved in a program at first because they think that's what they're going to be interested in the most. Then they find something else that really piques their interest and they really enjoy doing. And so in my case, what happened was after my first work experience, I realized that I had chosen an industrial engineering program that didn't really suit my personality. I wanted to be more hands-on, more involved with the direct manufacturing process. So after my first co-op work term, I went back to school and changed my major to manufacturing engineering, which is similar and there's a lot of overlap, but more directly involved in the processes rather than in the financial and labor management aspect that industrial engineering tends to focus on. The other side of the coin is that as you're working through the co-op program and you get more experience, you're going to find that you observe people, the engineers that you're working with around you, there may be skills that they use regularly that you aren't up to speed with yet. So you can use those observed skills to help choose some elective programs at the end of your college curriculum. A really good example I tell people about is this particular class here. So I worked in a factory, highly automated, high volume automotive factory. There was lots of PLC automation controls found on pretty much every piece of equipment we had. And I knew it was very important to understand how that worked, but I didn't know how they worked at all. So one of my electives I chose was a class called Logic Systems for Manufacturing. It was actually an electrical engineering course. And when I first put that to my university advisor, she wasn't sure I was allowed to take that until she checked the program to ensure that manufacturing students could take it. It was a very valuable course. It was all electrical engineers and myself in that room. But it's a skill that I found very useful along the way as I've worked in different experiences that require me to adapt or upgrade automation within factory environments. It's one of those ones where my advisor said she never heard of anybody in her program taking it, but I recognized through my experience as a co-op that was going to be very good for me to have some skills in. There are other classes I took as well, polymer science, because I saw the high use of adhesives and polymers in my prototyping experience as a co-op. I saw the large amount of molded housings we use in electronics, so I took a class in polymer processing or injection molding. In electronics, we use a large amount of ceramic devices, so I made sure I had some experience or at least education in the processes by which those products were made in our ceramics processing class. So I used my co-op experience to kind of direct the classes I took in the fourth and fifth year of my program to make sure it focused on the things I saw the engineers around me using regularly.